Well, hello and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. We're so glad that you're with us, whether you're watching later on YouTube or joining us live here right now. But it's good to be with you. Today, we're going to be talking about technology tips for teachers, aka working smarter, not harder. I almost reversed that. That would have been bad, right? My name is Josh Voiles. I'm an instructional technology coordinator, and I'm also joined by Marissa Lopez and Sherry Marks, who are also technology coordinators along with me. And today, I believe we're also joined by, you may not see her, but she is here, Miss Isabel Espinoza. She's a director of technology integration. And Alexandria couldn't be here today, but she is our MISD computer tech. So we are your technology integration team, and we welcome you. We're just going to go through, I'm going to go through these really fast because we go through these every week, and I think everyone pretty much knows about these announcements already. But check out our tech newsletter if you haven't already. Go to midlandisd.net/tech newsletter. There's an archive there of all the past ones. You can check out all of the great stuff that we've put in there for MISD teachers. Also, I'll be posting links here in the chat, so keep your eye on that if you want to enroll to get credit for today. But tell all of your friends. This is all for teachers. They can come and get SBEC and CPE credit for attending Tech Tuesday, maybe for teachers who are looking to up their certification. And then also follow us on X, because we're going to be posting a lot of really great stuff. We do post a lot of great stuff on there. All of our upcoming Tech Tuesdays and trainings and things of that nature. You can find us at Midland ISD Tech. Once again, that's at Midland ISD Tech on, did I say Twitter? It's X now. So I'm still trying to get used to that. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Sherry to give us our first technology tip on, Sherry, show us, how do we work smarter and not harder?
All right, so I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen because to do this, I actually need to see my whole screen. So I'm going to do my entire window. So I'm going to go through a couple of different things with you on Google. So the first thing is Google Workspace. You can store up to 25 files that you often use in one place. So let me show you how to do that. And oops. Oh no. So I'm going to go to my drive, and you see this place called Workplace. And I already have one here called Technology Integration. I'm actually going to create one, and I'm actually going to call this my personal workspace. So here is where I would put like notes that I need for myself or that I use a lot just for myself. So I'm going to do create, and then I'm going to add files. You do have a 25 file limit. So I want my notes for my one-on-one with Isabel, and I want my CCRE certification notes. And those are all the really notes that I've been doing myself. If I had more, I would put that in there. So I'm going to add files. But then I'm going to be done. So anytime that I wanted to come to these files, instead of going to my drive and trying to find them or going to the sheets, I can just come to Workplace. And if I wanted to open up this MISD Apps 2425, I can double click and it'll automatically open it for me. So that is one of the things that I love about Workplace. If you are done using it or you don't want to use it anymore, you can either hide the Workplace or you can actually remove it. But I know that I'll be using this from now on, because this is so much easier to me than even tab groups. Because tab groups, I still have a lot of files open, and so my tab groups are huge. And this just puts all my files in one place. And then the second tip is give your Google Waffle a makeover. So if you go to your Waffle, You can actually move these around depending on which ones you use the most. And same with these. The only ones you actually cannot move around are the ones that that MISC has added. So like your Skyward, you can't move that up. I know we all want to move our Skyward up because we always have to go all the way to the bottom to get into Skyward Student. We're not able to move that up, but any of these we can now move around. So like for me, I always use my Gmail and my Drive. Those are the most two that I use every single day. And then I just learned about this extension. It's called Save to Google Drive Browser Extension. And what this extension does is it will allow you to save whatever page, image, or article that you're onto your Google Drive. So let me show you how to do it. So first, you can go to your little puzzle piece, manage extensions, and you can go to Chrome Web Store, and let me just make sure that ain't right. Save to Google Drive. And this is the extension. Of course, I've already downloaded it and added it to my extensions, and it's already pinned. So let me show you how it works. I'm going to go to PDF Math Worksheets. And I'm going to just do this free worksheet right here. So if I like it, instead of downloading it and saying where I want it to, and it just saving to my files and me having to move it to my Google Drive, I can come up here to this little drive and I can click. Oh, sometimes it doesn't work because the size. This one just worked for me too. Let me see if I can get another one. Okay, so this one did work. I can rename it. And I can apply. And I can close. So instead of downloading it, you know how we do. We have to go to File Manager, and then we have to move it. And all of those other steps, whenever I go back to my Google Drive, and I click on my drive, it's right there. And then the last tip that I have is if you're wanting to start new documentation for Google, I know we have shared these in the past. You can use these shortcuts. Drive.google.com will open up Google Drive. Docs.new will do a Google Doc. Sheets.new, Google Sheets. Slides.new, Google Slides. Site.new, Google Sites. Inform.new, a new Google form. And then I actually have some bonus tips. So I'm going to show you some keyboard shortcuts. You cannot see my keyboard, but you can see the effect that it has. So to do a split screen, if I click on my Windows button and my left or right arrow, it will split my screen. And I can add another tab there. Alt-Tab. I love to use this one, and I'm really hoping it comes up on this one, and it does not. What that does is it lets me switch from applications. So I really wanted to show you that, but if you do Alt-Tab, you can see all the applications you're in, and you can switch from them. Like if I didn't want to be on this screen anymore and I wanted to open and I needed to use my Spotify, I could open that. And of course that opened up on a different screen. If I happen to close out of a tab that I did not mean to close, so for example, I close out of this tab, I can do Control-Shift-T and it will open that tab open. If I close more than one tab, If I do Control Shift T more than once, it'll open that tab, and it's whatever's in this browser. If I do Control T, it will open up a blank tab. And if I do Control Tab, it will go from each of my tabs in this browser. And that is it for me. So I'm going to pass it over to Josh.
That's amazing, Sherry. I'm going to try that little split screen. I was always curious how I noticed that you do that a lot, and I was curious how you did that. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing. I'm just trying to find awesome. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the presentation here. Actually, I really just have one little part here where it's just kind of, I'm going to kind of introduce this here. So today I just wanted to show you about something in Canva called Bulk Create. And to be honest with you, Marissa totally gave this to me, and she made a video, a short video on YouTube. We left a link in the chat. You can go check that out as well. But she totally would have done this as well if she could do it. She would do it all if she could. But she graciously allowed me to share this with you, and I actually loved what when I learned how to do this. So basically all it is in Canva, you can take either a CSV file, like a Sheets file that you download, or you can just add your own manual data into a Canva design that has many different pages to it. So you know how Canva has a lot, you can have multiple pages in one design. And let's say you're doing something like a certificate or something like that. You know, I'm sure teachers and even principals and admin would use this a lot, because you might be printing off like awards, or maybe for like graduation or something like that. Lots of things that you would do for your class with multiple students having multiple pages to the same design. So that's what I want to show you today. So I'm going to just go over here and switch tabs. Hopefully you can see my Canva tab here. And basically, what I'm not going to take you through every little part, because I think most people already know a lot about Canva already, and we've done a lot of trainings on Canva. But I'm just going to search. I'm searching through my templates here. I just typed in certificate at the top, and I thought this one was pretty cool. This is just like a basketball award certificate, I think. And so we're all going to be basketball players today. Is that all right? So Sherry and Marissa, y'all are going to be basketball players. So I've got this this template going. I see if I can zoom in here just a little bit so everyone can see. And the template already comes with this name, Paul Morgan.
Josh, please share the tab.
Yes, I just, right when you said that, I just realized. Okay, so here, because that opens up in a new tab every time you open a new template. So here I've got the name. And it's just this one design. I could add more pages to this design, but that's not what I'm going to do, because Bulk Create is going to do it for us. So we've got just this one, and that's all we need to worry about. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. You have to scroll down to this place on the side that says apps. And I don't know why. Every time I try to go to my apps, it goes kind of slow. So in here, what you want to search for is you just type in the name Bulk. You don't even have to type full Bulk Create, and that should find it. Now, once you go into an app, it should save that over on the side. And so, but just in case, that's what it will be called if you're searching for it. And so now I can scroll down, if my computer would catch up here. I can scroll down here on my sidebar. It's just going really slow. I'm not really sure why. It did this earlier when I was trying to search through. Anytime I search through my apps, it's just going really slow. So here we go. Well, maybe I can just get to it from here. So here's Bulk Create. It just has a little plus icon. So I'm going to click that. So like I said, once you click into it, it should dock to your recent like apps over here on the side. And so now what I can do is I can just click on, I can show you both ways. I'll try to do this really fast. So if you want to enter data manually, you can. And basically what it will do is open up kind of like a little spreadsheet looking window for you, which is really cool. And so right here at the top, you can see it's got name and email. And so right here, I can type in whatever names that I want, but that would basically be like you going in and typing each one manually, like if you had a class. And so that might be too much work, but if it's something where you're just making a couple of certificates or something like that, then you could definitely go in and type everyone's name manually, and that might not be too much work for you. So I think that's really cool. You can also go and add an image, and basically anytime I want to add an image or add text, it's just going to make a new column, and I can fill in those columns with the data that I want. Or I can actually just go over here and clear the table and start from scratch. And I can actually title these columns what I need them to be. And later on, that's going to be important because Canva is going to pick up on that. Right now, actually, I have a Google Sheet. And so this is a Google Sheet that I had already created. Just to give you an example here, and I think you can all see that. And so here at the top, I've got on row 1, on that first cell, I just have the title name. And that's basically all I need. And what you need to realize is, as long as you're going to use like a Google Sheet, and that's probably what most people are going to use, because like I said, if you're a teacher with a large classroom, or an assistant, or you're making a lot of these with a lot of student names, you're probably going to have a sheet. And so I wanted to show you this way as well, instead of doing it manually. Here you can see I've got just a few names. I've got Sherry M, Marissa L, Alexandra B, Obi Josh Kenobi, that's me, Beetle Bailey, and Iron Man. Yeah, they're some of our students as well, I guess. Those are just some of the names that I thought of. So, but what the important part is that yes, cell 1 is technically just a cell, but that's what Canva is going to read as the title. So if you have other data that you want to link, you want to make sure that you put the title in on that first row, on row 1. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to File and then click Download, and I'm going to save this as a .csv. That's what you want to save it as. I've actually already done that. And so now what I can do is literally just take you back over to Canva. And instead of doing the enter data manually, I'm just going to go to upload data. And then here I'm going to search through, well, maybe I didn't.
We don't see this screen, Josh.
What's that?
We don't see this screen.
Okay. I guess it's not showing it. Let me go ahead and download this again. I thought I had maybe I just deleted it. And so unfortunately, maybe what I can do here is share my entire screen, because I want y'all to be able to see that window. And I'm sorry, Marissa, if I'm taking up too much time here. Let me see if I can share my entire screen. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of a inception effect for just a second here. Okay, can y'all see that? Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to click on, I went ahead and downloaded that CSV. So I'm going to, instead of enter data manually, I'm going to click upload data. So that's because we're uploading it from this CSV. And see, you can see here in my downloads, it says test sheet 1 CSV. That's the one that I just saved. And so as soon as I upload that, you can see it actually right off the bat picked up the data from that first row. So it doesn't matter how many you have, it's going to pick that up. So that to me is really cool. So if I had multiple, then it would pick those up. Another trick that's really cool is you can come over to, let's say we wanted to add a picture. So I'm going to come over to my elements, and I'm just going to add a frame, like a circle shaped frame. And believe it or not, you can actually link data to a photo as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we'll just put this over here in the corner. And I'm not going to link data to every part of this just for time's sake, but I just wanted to show you. Now, what the important part is, you want to go, if you leave bulk create, you want to go back to bulk create, because what I'm about to do will not work unless you are in the app bulk create. So it has to say bulk create up here at the top. So now what I'm going to do is on this text where it shows the name of whoever it is, I'm going to click on that element, click on the 3 dots, and I'm going to see this option called connect. It says connect data. Okay. This will only appear, once again, like I said, if you are inside of the app, Bolt Create. So I have to click on that, and then you will see this connect data. So now when I click connect data, I can see the data that came in from that CSV file, and there it is, says name. So I'm going to connect that to name. And then over here on the frame, I can click the 3 dots and also connect. Well, that might not be working now for some reason. I should be able to connect the data to that, which I thought I had.
I think because you don't have another data field to choose from, possibly.
Oh, you're right. I should have put. I think I should have put photo over here. Was that correct? Possibly. I'm trying to remember what I did wrong here. And so, but what I'll do is I'll show you is on the name. Once I hit continue, it's going to select all of these names, and it's going to generate a new design. And now you can see it created all of those names and put in those names for me with all separate sheets. And now that's going to make it easy because I can just go to share and I can download those all as separate sheets for printing. So to me, that's the great part is you can print all of those separately, and it creates them for you without you even having to create all of those multiple designs. And so hopefully that helps you out. I hope that's a great tip for teachers who are doing work like that. And so with that being said, I will go ahead and hand this off to Marissa.
All right, guys, I'm going to show you something that is new in Gemini, and it's Canvas. So first I'm going to show you is how to get to Gemini. So you're going to go to your Google Waffle, and you're going to want 2 things to do this with your students. You're going to want to use Sites as well as Gemini. So these 2 items you're going to need for this. First, we're going to go to Gemini, and this is called Canvas. So if you're a high school teacher and you've heard of Canvas, this is not the same. This is something in Gemini that creates things for you. So if you'll notice the word Canvas here, you do have to click on it. If you don't click on it, you will not be in Canvas. So it'll turn blue. So if you click it, now it's blue. And there are some options already here for you, like make a quiz app about space. So it's going to generate a HTML code for you. Now you can type anything. You can say, make a math game about addition and subtraction. Make a science game about, and then you can put the teak. But as long as you have the canvas in blue, it'll make it for you. So I'm just going to choose this one that's already made, make a quiz app. Okay, and so now generating the code for you. And you're thinking, okay, this is not fun. What do I do? My students don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this. But it's creating the game for you. So here is the actual game, and it actually works. And you can click through this. But this code is what you need for your students. So you want to copy this code, and then you want to go into your Google Sites. You can, which is in your waffle. So if you click on Sites, if you don't have one already made, you just click on this blank site. Okay, and this is the one that you can share with your students because it'll have a link for you to share with your students. And you can just title this, maybe we'll do science games, since that was a science game. Well, now this is not working. And so maybe when your students are finished with their work or something, they can come to this. And all you have to do is double tap the screen and go to this little yellow embed. And then you're going to change to embed code. And here's where you're going to paste that code and click next. And it'll take the games that you make, and you're just going to click insert. And you can make it as big as you want or small as you want. And this way, you do want to publish your site. So if you don't have one already made, Okay, and you would click publish. And so now you have a working site, and all you have to do is take this code, copy this link, and then send it out to your students in Google Classroom. Okay, when they click on that link, it's going to take them to your Google site, and then they'll be able to play that game that you created for them in Canvas. And when you're adding more games, all you have to do is come back and edit, since you're the only one that's going to have this little pencil. So when you go to that site, you just have to click on the pencil, okay, and then you would just add another game. So if you go back to Gemini, I want to show you a game I made on engineering. So here it is. It's a STEAM-based engineering design game. And you would take this code. Let me see. Here it is. Take the code and copy. And all you have to do is go back to your Google site and scroll down, and you can double tap, go to the embed code, paste it there, click next, insert, and Gemini makes these within split seconds. So just keep playing with it and maybe ask your students, like, did you like that game? Was it interesting? If they say that something's wrong with the game, you can always come back to Gemini and tell it to make some changes. So for example, I went into Gemini and I made a Texas history flashcards. And so what I did is first it made a lesson plan for me, and then I asked it to create flashcards. Let's see, it might be this one. I think it's running a little slow. It created flashcards for me, and then it was all on one slide. So then what I had it do is like, can you make the flashcards spread out? So it's like multiple flashcards. And it did. It spread them out for me. And then I said, can you make the background blue? So the more you add to it, you just can keep typing, and it'll keep making it for you. And that's where you take the code on the side. And then you go back to your site, and then you can just add it here. But before it will add it, you do have to click publish. And as you can see, the internet is a little slow today, unfortunately. It's Tired Tuesday. Okay, so you would click publish, and it kind of shows you the changes you made on your site. So you do have to click publish twice. But as soon as you click publish, you don't have to go back and edit anything with the link. The link will be ready to go. So as long as you send that link once to your students and you leave it somewhere where they can click on it, maybe they can add it to their favorites or something. But as soon as you click publish, the link has all of the changes that you made to it. And you can add different pages for them to go to, math games, science games, anything like that. But that was pretty much all I was going to show you guys, was the Canvas can create fun games for your students. And then you would have to put them in a Google site for them to explore. So for them, it looks like this. So you can kind of preview it. So you kind of need both, your Google Gemini and then your Google Sites. So both of those. And if you have questions about making one, I can come to your classroom and help you out. So just email iTechHelp and we will come help you.
Awesome. Well, I thought this was like one of the best episodes ever because they were just really cool tips. And I do know, guys, I'm sorry I couldn't show you the little photo part, but I do know it works. So maybe something's going wrong with me or with my brain right now, but Google it. I promise it works. So we just want to say thank you once again to everyone who joined, and we will see you next time.